and it gives me great pleasure to bring on tonight Mr. T. Lamont Silver to give us our Jubi Rev, Jubi Max presentation. Are you out there, T. Lamont?
I certainly am, and thank you so much, Aya Boomy Moore. Boomy, as we love to call you, thank you so much for that introduction. I love those Empower Me Now moments. I absolutely love those. And to all of our guests here, this is going to be a slightly different presentation. You are going to hear from our president and our owner, and you'll get some highlights, but we also, he's going to spend quite a bit of time for our existing folks, really setting the stage for where we are, and more importantly, where we are going. Vision is so important. Without vision, people aren't successful. They perish. They're not successful. So it's very important that he sets the tone and sets the vision of where we are headed. Again, I love that Empower Me Now moment. Boomy, when you said that, you reminded me of one of my multimillionaire mentors in this industry who talked about, you know, working in your business is one thing, but working on your business, which is you, is another thing. He said, don't just work in your business, but work on your business, which is you. When you become a better you, then your business will reflect that. And so I love those Empower Me Now moments. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I introduce our president and owner, in that introduction that Boomy just gave us, one of the things she said is that we've been very fortunate to have built 4 very successful sales teams, business teams in companies that produced 7-figure results. That's happened over a 19-year time span, and I wish I could tell you that we had built that with one company. And unfortunately, I can't tell you that. You know, we were with the company, maybe something happening, and then we had to start over. If you are tired of having to start over, questions box open if you would. If you're tired of having to start over, I mean, maybe you've been in this industry for a while, and you've been with this company, and you've been with that company, and that company, and this company, and I certainly respect those of you that have multiple streams of income. But as a primary business interest, if you're tired of having to start over and you're looking for that place that you can call home, if that's you, I want you to put a yes in your questions box. I want to see how many of you are saying, this is it, you know, this is it, this is it, this is the last one. You know, I may have some other income streams because I believe in multiple income streams, Steve Lamont, but in terms of my primary business interest, I've planted my flag here at Jubi. If that's you, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, whether you are a guest with us or whether you are someone who's already an existing promoter with us, let's introduce you to the gentleman that is leading our charge. I have a phenomenal amount of respect, tremendous amount of respect for him. He comes to us with plenty of executive experience in that he has been an executive, actually been a president of a traditional business that had nothing to do with the home business industry, travel all across the globe and building that business. But he also understands the plight of the home business entrepreneur as he started his home business with a borrowed budget of $55.36, has been able to parlay that into multiple 7-figure business interests himself. He is the president and the CEO and founder of a very successful, actually probably the most successful, certainly the largest phone room, independent phone center for the work-at-home niche, work-at-home space in the world. And he's also our president and our owner. So he's going to be sharing today. He's going to be Batman. I'll play a Robin role. You might hear me from time to time. Let's give it over to our president, our owner, President J. Joshua Beisel. J. Joshua, you there, sir?
I am, T. Lamont. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. And when you said, hey, this man has a lot of executive experience, I was laughing out loud. I said, you know what? And I have needed every bit of it here in the last few weeks. So no doubt about it. We've needed every bit of it. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is J. Joshua Beisel, your president. And on this call, we are going to do a completely unique format. I'm going to share with you some of the really exciting enhancements that are going to be implemented into JubiRev, JubiMax. As everyone is probably aware, we are in a position to take giant leaps forward with our new enhancements that we're bringing aboard, but that also leaves some questions, some big questions that people have. What about me? I'm in this situation. What does it mean for me? Well, we've gone to our leaders and we've made just a huge list of these questions. What does this mean for me? What does this mean for me? And we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to answer and address as many of those questions as we could here on this call. And I got to tell you, folks, what I truly believe you're going to come away from this call feeling and seeing is that, in fact, you are positioned right now more than ever before to really know that you're at the right place with the right company. I believe we've answered the vast majority of questions you might have about what about me, what does this mean for so-and-so on my team, and I think that at the conclusion of this call, you're going to begin to sigh a huge sigh of relief. Just that this is okay. We got this. We can do this. So here's a format, folks, that I've actually chosen for tonight's call, and that is that I really want to begin to share with all of you a vision of the future. I want you to kind of imagine for a moment that I had a little tiny time machine, and it couldn't take your whole body into the future, but it could actually open a window and let you see the future. And so that's really what I want to do over the next probably 15, 20 minutes is I just want to turn on the little time machine here and open that little window, and I want you to look forward with me a few weeks, and I want you to see the potentiality of where we're going as a company. All of you listening to this call, or at least the vast majority of you listening to this call, you understand that one of the very exciting parts of our compensation plan has always been revenue sharing. And you probably know that revenue sharing, at least as it was in the past, is no more. And we've always been a hybrid company. So fortunately, we've got what I believe is our strongest assets is really our uni level and the other core parts of our compensation plan that power us even now as a company to be able to embrace this window of opportunity to really add in some key things to our business. But one of the things that everybody's got to understand, folks, we're all adults here, is that with revenue sharing, if there's no revenue, it makes it really hard to share that, okay? One of the things that I like to say to some of my leaders is, look, if you come to my house, I want to be able to share a steak with you. I don't want to have to split peas. So we've got to look a few weeks into the future here, a few months into the future, and we've got to say, hey, what is it as a team, what is it as an individual, what is it as a company that we're doing right now that is going to so dynamically and dramatically and immediately begin to move our forward movement in the direction that we want it to go. And that's really what I want to share with all of you over the next few moments. When we're done with that, I want to address some of the toughest questions that people have, because I realize that if we can get corporate answers out on the webinar, that you're going to be in a better position to get answers out to your team. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just actually jump right on in here. And again, this is going to be a little different than my normal style presentation. I'm really not planning on getting onto a long rant here tonight or getting into really lecture mode. I just want to have a conversation with everybody and show you how exciting this is. And Tieleman, I got to tell you, as I've had a chance to get leader after leader a sneak peek of this, people are starting to get pretty excited.
Exactly.
I know I've got leaders that are starting to say, hey, look, we were really concerned, and we were with you, but man, this could be better. This could be better than even what we thought. And I got to tell you something, folks. If I'd have had the opportunity, to go back in time 4 or 5 months and choose where we're headed as a company or where we started as a company, there is no doubt in my mind that where we're headed is far superior for all of you, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or advanced marketer or even as a preferred customer. So let's jump in here and see what we got. Now, I've done this a couple of webinars, so some of you have already heard this, some of you have already seen this, and that's okay. I still want it to be a conversation. As a company, it is absolutely critical that we help each person move through the ranks. One of the things that I said I think it was our very first call to them, when you very first interviewed me in public, you and I talked about, kind of my vision as a leadership mentor, to really be a company here with JubiRev, JubiMax that not only attracted leadership and brought leadership to the table, but also inspired the next generation of leaders. Part of the journey to leadership has to be a journey. has to be a period of growth, and we need to be able to move people through levels of ascension so that they can learn something, move to the next level, learn something else. Folks, I want all of you to understand something, that if we are not growing, then we are stagnant, and we're not going to be happy. None of us are going to be happy if we're stagnant. We've got to grow. So I've put together this chart, and what this chart is designed to do is to show you the 4 different levels of people that we have here at JubiRev, JubiMax. We've got preferred customers. We have amazing products, folks, that are available at wholesale prices. To those of you who are independent promoters, we have amazing products, of course, that are available at significantly discounted prices for customers. And these are proprietary and unique products and services that are absolutely fantastic. We still get testimonials rolling in every single day. And then the next part of our compensation plan is really for the beginner. And we still have our daily leadership bonus. We're going to answer some big questions that we have on the table here tonight about the daily leadership bonus, how you can get more points, what does it mean for you, and we're going to talk a little bit later on this call about quality score, CV, and among other questions. So we're going to answer that. But the daily leadership bonus has always been a core part of our company. We're going to continue to offer that for new people so that new people can come into the company and have an opportunity to go out and learn step by step how to grow their business. So again, it's going to be very simple. Take action, get points, and get paid. That's the compensation plan that we have for Joe Average, Susie Average, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how that impacts current people towards the end of this call. But for intermediate marketers, we talked about this on a few days ago in one of our other webinars. We talked about how if you're an intermediate marketer, if you're somebody who wants to be able to go out and make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 or more, then one of the things we want you to be focused on is really the car bonus. Our fast start bonuses, which I'm going to be covering here in just a few moments, and also our Jubi Suite. You know, the core part of our compensation plan is extremely powerful, and it is something that a lot of leaders are really, really excited about because it gives them the opportunity to really mastermind their team and put some bonuses and incentives in there for people to go out and grow. But we've also done some really cool things here that are going to take us forward as a company with some very exciting and lucrative rank advancement bonuses for our advanced marketers, infinity bonuses, and check matching bonuses. So again, we've got a lot for everyone, and we're going to be able to do some additional training as we reveal additional details of different areas of our compensation plan. But we've got something for everyone. Whether you're just looking to make, you know, a few $100s, or you want to get in here and make a few $1,000s or many $1,000s, or you want to make the type of income that could lead to a 6-figure or even multiple 6-figure or even 7-figure income, well, we've got a compensation plan that can power you all the way through those different levels. One of the things that a lot of people know about is for the beginner, our daily marketing bonuses, where you can actually share in our company's daily revenue each and every day, 7 days a week. Okay. We've been doing this since, I believe, April 7th. We haven't missed a day. Now, one of the big things we're going to talk about towards the end of this call is, hey, the daily leadership bonus is less today than it was yesterday. It's less yesterday than it was the day before. You know, revenues have certainly been impacted by the adjustments that we're making. But more importantly, revenues have been impacted by public perception of certain areas of this industry that we as a company, who is a cutting edge company, have made some very, very specific and swift changes to implement to help us all move ahead of that. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but I got to tell you something, folks. Our daily marketing bonuses are absolutely exciting, and for those of you that would like to see more and more coming in from the daily leadership bonus, one of the things we're going to be talking about is how you can go out and get more and more points. So we'll get to that. We also want to create an opportunity here, folks, for you to actually achieve life-changing income. How many of you out here on today's call, just grab the little questions box there, folks, whether you're a guest or whether you're a long-time Jubi member or you just got started, just go ahead and grab the little questions box, and let me just ask you this. How many of you would like to have an opportunity to begin to achieve life-changing income? How many of you would like to discover the secrets to earning an unlimited amount of $1,000 and $10,000 bonuses monthly, weekly, and even daily? Now, notice, folks, I didn't say that was going to be easy to do. I didn't say it was going to happen for free. I didn't say that it would happen magically. But folks, if you are ready to make a change in your life, then I'm going to tell you something right now. We are a company that can help you effect change. This past Saturday, Dave Koneski and I completed the very first daily builder call. I just received word that last Saturday's daily builder call is now up in the back office under Saturday calls. Folks, you gotta go watch that call. It was absolutely fantastic. We really got into some good marketing, and I can't wait for our very next call. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So again, we understand that you may not be able to see yourself hitting those kinds of bonuses, but that's why we want to work together with you. That's why we want to teach you the marketing to be able to help you do that. So folks, we're going to break this up into several steps, and I'm just going to tell you right now. Probably going to change exactly the wording on these steps, but it's still going to be 3 simple steps, folks. Number 1, you got to get in, you got to get started. We're going to show you how to actually build your A team, which I'm going to describe to you here in a couple of moments. We're going to tell you how to work with your Max team leader to be able to get that filled so that you can, in fact, graduate, if you will, to becoming a Max team leader yourself, where you and your new team will have an opportunity to go out and build and grow, and you can start earning $1,000 commissions over and over. So the way that you're going to be able to get started, and again, for those of you that are guests here on today's call, these packages are not available for about another 3, 4, 5 days, maybe 7 days. So if you're a guest here on today's call, what you're going to want to do is get back in touch with the person who brought you out here. Let them know that you're committed. Let them know that they're in, that you're in, but we're not going to have these available for another 4, 5, or 6 days. So you are truly here at the ground floor of that, no doubt about it. Now, if you are an existing member here at JubiRev, JubiMax, we're going to do something really special for you. We're not going to be asking you to spend any more money. So if you are a member here of JubiRev, JubiMax, then you're going to be in for a treat, because we're going to do something really special so that you are really truly positioned for maximum opportunity here with JubiRev, JubiMax. So we're going to do something special. But going forward, in order for somebody to become Fast Start qualified, they're going to be purchasing one of these 2 packages. One is going to have a retail value of around $499, and the other is a retail value of $1,250. So going forward, once we implement these new additions into our compensation plan, which will begin as early as this coming Monday, here's what we're going to do, folks. You're going to have the opportunity to go out and enroll new people, not current active affiliates with JubiRev, JubiMax, not anybody who's ever upgraded in JubiRev, JubiMax, but you're going to be able to go out to new people and share with them these 2 new packages. And just one of the things a lot of leaders are talking about is, hey, we had a lot of people that took a look at JubiRev, JubiMax, but they didn't get started. So we're going to be going back and working with them, and you're going to be able to. So again, going forward, you're going to have an opportunity when we do this presentation going forward to get somebody Fast Start qualified by enrolling them in one of those 2 packages. Now here's how this works. The Fast Start addition to our compensation plan works this way, and I want everyone to pay close attention, because this is you. Do you see that right there, folks? Everybody see that? Okay, this is you. Now the way that this works is we take a sheet of paper, and just imagine this pretty little slideshow is a sheet of paper, and we're going to take that sheet of paper and we're going to draw 2 lines in it to divide this page in third. Okay, so it's going to be one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. Real simple. Now this is you. Let's take a look at what happens. You see, when you get started, having purchased your Fast Start qualifying package for either $499 or $1,250, and I want to repeat, if you are a current upgraded member at JubiRev, JubiMax, you will not be required to purchase any new packages, okay? But this is you. When you get started, here's what you do. You're going to get started. This is going to be your A team, and you're going to be working to go out and get 6 people, okay? It only takes 6 people, 6 VIP package sales to fill your A team, and at least 2 of them you have to personally enroll. The other 4 can either be personally enrolled by you or sponsored by those that you bring in, okay? So once you do that, you successfully fill your A team. And then from there, it's pretty simple. Here's what happens. You are going to graduate out to a Max team leader. So it's real simple. When you get started, you purchase your VIP package, you start your A team, you've got to get 6 people to fill it, of which 2 have to be personally sponsored, and then You cycle out. You're now a qualified max team leader. Take a peek. And now let's kind of see what happens. Your very next person goes right there. Okay. Maybe it's Susie. You bring Susie aboard. She purchases one of those two VIP packages, okay, the $4.99 or the $12.50. And then let's take a look at what happens. When you work with Susie and anyone else that you bring aboard, they have to all work with you to go out and fill their A team. And that's how you get this business growing. Let's take a look. Susie has to get her two personally sponsored people. And of course, she wants to graduate out. She wants to become a max team leader. Okay, so she wants to be able to make these $1,000 bonuses over and over. So what happens? She goes out, she gets two people, she works with them, you work with them, and now you're in a situation where you actually start to get some real people kind of showing up over here in your max team. Now she's working hard, she's working hard. You see that happen? And then now she's got her 6. What happens is she graduates out, and now she becomes a max team leader herself. Now, the best part about it is she's now graduated. She can go out and make $1,000 bonuses over and over. But let's look at what happens. Now, back focused on your max team, you can see that she enrolled with her team in your max team. And now each of those 6 people, if they want to actually become a max team leader and enjoy $1,000 bonuses, they're going to do what? They're going to work with you to get their 6 people as well. Now what starts to happen is every time any A team member in this box actually makes a qualified VIP package sale to anyone, it counts towards your max team. And remember that in turn, each of those people have to enroll 6. And so what happens is you can put a lot of people right there in your max team. Let me ask you a question, folks. What's easier, getting 6 people in your max team to help you go out and get 6, or doing it by yourself? What's easier? Let me ask it another way. Do you think if you had 100 people in your max team that you could, between what you did and what they did, do you think you could get 6 people in a month? What about 6 people in a week? What if you had 500 people there, folks? Would you be able to get 6 people a day maybe? The reality of it is you can actually be able to make unlimited $1,000 bonuses down unlimited depth, and literally you can do that once a month, once a week, or once a day. And the bottom line is this: you don't have to do it alone. This gives you maximum impact leverage, folks. Make no mistake about it. This gives you the opportunity, once you advance to max team leader, to go out and build a serious team where you can make some serious commissions of $1,000 and $10,000 over and over. And in just a moment, I'm actually going to share with you how to make that $10,000 bonus. But first, I want to make sure that everybody understands how it works to actually go out and have 6 promoters get you to a position where you can earn a $1,000 bonus. It's very simple. Every time you get 6 people, 6 promoters to purchase a VIP package in your max team, or every time their purchases allow you to accumulate $3,500 in starter volume, you get paid, you make a $1,000 commission. Okay? Now, what this means is, once you get into your max team, it may only take 3 people for you to make $1,000. Literally, you could get 3 people in before noon and make $1,000. This is a huge, huge addition, the Fast Starts, to our program. Now, I want to talk with you about hyper income, folks. I want to actually share with you how you can make a $10,000 lifestyle bonus with JubiRev, JubiMax. How many of you out here on today's call are willing to get up and go to work to make a $1,000 bonus? How many of you are willing to wake up early and go to work to make a $10,000 bonus? Now, again, folks, I got to be honest with you. You're going to have to put in effort. You're going to have to put in work. You're going to have to attend the training. You're going to have to do the things that that make this definitely a very, very active business to go do. We still have the daily leadership bonus out there, and that's absolutely fantastic as well. So those of you that are just getting started, Joe average, Susie average, and you're like, wow, it's a little bit much for me. The good news is we have both. You don't have to choose. You can start with one and advance to the other, or you can just jump right on in here. Well, here's how it works, folks. $10,000 lifestyle bonus, very simple. Every time you cycle in your max team and earn a $1,000 commission 17 times. So every time you do that 17 times. So you're in your max team, 6 more people come in, $1,000. 3 more people come in at the $1,250 level, $1,000. Another $3,500 in BV, $1,000. You do that 17 times, and you're going to pick up a $10,000 lifestyle bonus. Let's take a peek at what happens here. Every time you have 100 new promoters purchase a VIP package of $499, or you accumulate 65,000 starter volume, 17 cycles, you're going to pick up a $10,000 lifestyle bonus. Now let's take a look at how that all adds up, folks, because this is what I want you to be able to see. In today's world, people are looking for a real plan B. People are looking for a real opportunity to put some serious cash on the kitchen table. And they're looking for an opportunity to go out and work. Folks, we have the right products. We have the right marketing system. We have everything in place. We've got coffee. We've got weight loss. We've got travel. We've got all these exciting products that we've spent so much time teaching and training on, and we're continuing to do so with our daily builder calls, etc. But let's take a look at what happens here. You get 17 cycles. You make $1,000 each time. That's $17,000. Then you pick up a $10,000 lifestyle bonus, and that adds up to $27,000. And the best part of it is it's not one time. You can actually go out and do it over and over and over again. This is a very, very exciting addition here to JubiRev, JubiMax, folks, because we know that we need a strong platform for intermediate and advanced marketers to go out and put some serious cash on the kitchen table. So there's typically two types of people that I speak with. There's people who say, well, Josh, you know, I got to be honest with you. I don't know that I can see myself doing it. Well, let me tell you something. For those of you that are participating, you know, with us from day one, and you're out working with us from day one, you've probably noticed that in the last week or two, there's no doubt the daily leadership bonus has certainly been impacted. Why? Because revenue's been impacted. And so we got to get revenues back up. The new Fast Start program is designed to do just that. It's designed to incentivize those who are going to go out and team build to do what they need to do to bring in sales, to grow this business, because we need revenue. We need to be able to grow as a company. The more we grow, the more everyone has the opportunity to achieve their maximum potential here with JubiRev, JubiMax. So the best part about it is, folks, you're not limited. You can do it over and over again. I mean, it's simple. You can come in, boom, 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 cycle, get paid, go get another 6 people, or just simply go get another 3,500 in starter volume, okay? So literally with as little as 3 people coming into your max team, you can actually pick up another $1,000 bonus. This is absolutely huge. And I just want you to think about the opportunity to make some serious cash. But we're not done yet, folks. We're not done yet, because JubiRev, JubiMax has many different ways to earn. We've got 8 more we haven't even covered. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly because a lot of you have not really taken the time to understand the true potential of our current compensation plan. We've literally, I think it was probably a little over 45 days now, but literally there was a point not that long ago where I looked back and somebody was saying, hey, you know, it just seems like, you know, we got so much to do. It's like, well, we've only been in business for 6 weeks, you know. I mean, we're here to build a 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, 40-year company, you know. I mean, we've accomplished so much in 6 weeks. Just imagine where we're going to be in another 6 weeks. Imagine where we're going to be in 6 months. And where do you want to be in 6 years? And that's really what it comes down to. So let's talk a little bit about our exciting leadership bonuses here, folks. I think these are really important to cover. We have rank achievement bonuses where you can earn literally up to $1 million. And I got to tell you, if you are here today and you say, wow, that seems fantastic, it is fantastic. And that's the type of bonus that we need as a company to attract big leaders and their teams who are going to be bringing over massive amounts of customer volume here, okay? So we also have the Jubi Suite, and the Jubi Suite is extremely powerful. We've done some training on this. One of the really exciting things about the Jubi Suite is that it is, in fact, a uni-level that allows you to move people around, and it allows you to actually accrue sales volume that we call group qualifying volume, so that you can incentivize people to take action. We can run contests. You can do all sorts of really cool things. And the best part about it is that when you actually go out and you do this, it's going to really help your teammates grow their business and make money, and it gives you the ability to kind of be the architect of your success. Now, here's the best part that I like about the Jubi Suite. We have people who have been using the Jubi Suite and beginning to position their teams so that as soon as we have the new system live, they're going to be able to pick up car bonuses, helping their team advance their car bonuses even faster. But we also have sales team bonuses, folks, where you can actually earn 5% of business volume from sales within 8 levels, all the way down according to your rank. So this is really, really solid because, folks, if you're looking to be a part of a long-term company, then you want to make sure that you have a company that has a solid compensation plan so that you have true residual income. And anybody can go start a program, make a little bit of money today. But the reality of it is you want to make sure that you're positioned with a compensation plan in a company that is absolutely committed to helping you make money for a long time. Now, Tilamon, I want you to talk a little bit about this one if you've got a moment, because this is one of the new additions. And Tilamon, I know that you've already seen the power of this as we begin to talk about it. So Tilamon, if you're there, tell me a little bit about your feelings on the 10% check match for everyone on their 5th to 8th levels.
Well, I'm going to tell you, actually, I want to tell you my feeling on the entire compensation plan, okay? I know that a lot of folks, when they first got here, you know, revenue sharing, if we set that aside for just a moment, and again, the DLB is there. It's not going anywhere. The character of it changes, but the DLB is there. This compensation plan, ladies and gentlemen, is curvaceous. And since I'm on a corporate webinar, that's as far as I'll go on that. If I was doing my own webinar, I'd use another term. This is a sweet compensation plan. Why? Because for the person that's a Daryl Keck or a Jeff White or a Suzanne from France, who's more of, you know, they're full-time in the business, they need to know if I do X, Y, Z, I know I can produce $1,000 results. I need to do X, Y, Z, and I get my $1,000 bonus. X, Y, Z, I get another $1,000 bonus. I work with my team to do X, Y, Z, I get another $1,000 bonus. 1K, 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 17 times, then a $10,000 bonus. But while we're focusing on that, we're still building out our unilevel, which impacts everyone, which could impact a lot of people in your organization, even our Joe and Susie averages. So the way we've done this, Mr. President, with our team, we had told our team, listen, you might personally enroll a bunch of folks, like Tyron out of Trinidad. He's personally enrolled over 500 folks in JubiRev, Jubi Max. Sean Walters has personally enrolled over 300, I think maybe 400 folks in JubiRev, Jubi Max. With that Jubi suite that you talked about, we had taught our leaders to build in 3. So Tyron, even though you've personally enrolled 500, how about you focus on your first, you know, your top 3 leaders and start to place those other 400 and some odd in the legs of those top 3, so that you have maybe 3 on your first level, but you place the other 400 beneath them, so now you can have 9 on your second level, and they're teaching your leaders to build in 3s, and so you can have 27 on your third level if we just built in 3s. Now look at this, Mr. President. If we built in 3s and it happened perfectly, we know it's not a perfect world, but if it happened perfectly, you could have 243 folks on your 5th level. Now get this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to imagine these 243 folks in this example as they are developing their residual income from the product sales, from the folks that are on auto ships, whether they're promoters on auto ships in an organization or whether they are customers on auto ships. Those 243 folks are starting to pick up some residual income. If they just averaged $100 in residual income apiece, that's not a whole lot of money in this industry. Well, that means that you would be matching 243. If they averaged 100, that's 24,300 that they are earning collectively. Mr. President, I've been in this industry and done that myself, okay? And so we're not talking about anyone being a stud or studette on your 5th level. Could you imagine matching that residual income 10%? And if it begin to build again, you know, in the perfect world, 3 to get 3 to get 3. And by the way, Mr. President, as you were doing the A team to you're starting your Max team, I noticed something. In my A team, I needed to have 2 that I personally enrolled and a total of 6. And then I enrolled that purchased those packages. And then I enrolled a 3rd person to start my Max team. So if we as leaders simply focus on getting people to Max team leaders, we start to build out our unilevel just like what we're showing here. So on your 6th level, ladies and gentlemen, if it happened perfectly, not a perfect world, could you imagine matching another 729 folks? Now you're matching 1,000 folks and some change. Could you imagine on your 7th level that could be 2,187? And there's no limit to that. It could be more than that. It could be less than that. Not a perfect world. Could you imagine on your 8th level, 6,500? If you just do the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's almost 10,000 potential folks that you could be matching every single month what they make in their unilevel income. So, Mr. President, when I know that some people, when they first got here, it was all about the daily leadership bonus, and the daily leadership bonus hasn't gone away. And, of course, there's been some changes in the industry. Attorneys said, hey, you need to make this change and make that change so that you have less exposure. So I understand that there's a changing in the mentality. But, Mr. President, when I take a look at this, and I'm saying, wait a minute, I know how I'm building my team. I know how others are building their teams. We could have, on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th level, tens, hundreds, thousands. You mess with me, even tens of thousands in that 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th level that you are matching. Somebody made $10 for the month, you matched a portion of that, 10% of that. Somebody made $100, somebody made $1,000, somebody made $2,000. Cumulative, you're matching that. Now, I will say this, Mr. President, before I give it back to you completely, if you wouldn't mind. I remember, if you'll let me share this story, because I know that we've got a lot of folks here that are existing Jubi family members. Back in 2000, when I first got in this industry, Mr. President, in 1994, I struggled for the first few years. And got out of the industry for a couple of years between 1999 and 2001. 2001, I got back in the industry, and for the first time, we started having some successes. And unfortunately, something happened with that particular company, and I was jilted by that company. All right, the company wronged me, and so I landed with a company, Mr. President. You notice the bonuses that you were showing? I landed with a company that had a structure that was similar. It wasn't exactly alike, but it's similar in terms of those bonuses. Only when that company got started, they were kind of newer, and they ran into their own type of restructuring. They had to kind of back up and punt, if you will. And because, Mr. President, I was still kind of green in the industry, though I'd been in for a few years, I didn't understand then what I understand now. And because I had just been jilted from another company, when they made some compensation modifications, I didn't understand them. And guess what I did, Mr. President? I said phooey on them. Man, forget y'all. Phooey on them. And I went and I took my team and we started to work with another company. Now, 2.5 years passes, and now we're talking now that was in 2001, 2002 was when we left that a particular company. So now we're 2005 or so, about 2.5 years later, all right? And my buddy who had stayed with the company that went through a little restructuring gives me a call. It's T. Lamont. Man, I know that when you were here a couple of years ago, we were just getting things up, and we hit a little snag, a little bump in the road, but the crooked places have been made straight now. Things are going really well. We got everything smoothed out, and I want you to consider coming back. And I told my buddy, I said, look, man, I appreciate it, and his name was Ron. Ron, I love you. I do. How's Judy doing? I love the family. But, man, I'm over here with my new company, and I'm making $20,000 a month. And, at that time, Mr. President, I had never made that before in this industry. It took me a long time to get to that kind of point. So my head was kind of lifted up, and my chest was kind of puffed out when I said it, right? $20,000 a month, and that particular company that I was no longer with, where Ron was talking about, had this type of bonus structure that we're now implementing, and I didn't know it because I wasn't there. And Ron said this to me. I hope I can say this from a compliance standpoint. Ron said this to me. He said, "T. Lamont, I'm happy for you, but we're doing $250. $250 what?" He said, "We're doing about $250,000 a month." I said, "Huh?" He said, yeah, and then he started explaining to me, some bonuses and things that they have. And there's some things that we have, Mr. President, like they didn't have this unilevel piece. They didn't have this matching income on the 5th and the 6th and the 7th and the 8th level. So this is what I teach my sons, and I give it back to you, Mr. President. My sons are 15 and 17. I teach my sons that throughout the history of mankind, every single lesson that man or woman has ever learned came accompanied with pain. Somebody endured some type of pain to learn that lesson. I say, sons, it can be your pain, or you can be wise and learn from the pains of others. Learn from daddy's pains, where daddy messed up, daddy made a mistake, where daddy fell and bruised his or scraped his knee, so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes that I made. So I would suggest to our existing Jubi Rev folks, as we go through this transition, please learn from my pain. Let that be a lesson that you don't have to endure, because, Mr. President, as I told our team when we had a webinar with our team, I am tired of having to do it again. I would love to be able to say, and I thank you, Boomy, he's built 4 7-figure businesses in 19 years. What a great leader. Thank you, Boomy, but I wish I could have said I'd been with one company for 19 years. So I've planted my flag. My flag is clearly here at Jubi, and I just am excited for those of you that will also do the same. And if you're a guest with us, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be beautiful for you, because you're just getting in at the right time as we go and we launch forth with this new compensation, this maximum impact compensation plan. Back to you, Mr. President.
So, Tieleman, if you don't mind, there's about 14 people who all want to get Ron's phone number. Because they want to call him and have a little chat with him about some good things happening over here at Jubi. So, just keep that in mind if you want to share that or not. So we'll go. Tieleman, one of the things that I got to tell you, and we're gonna do what I call tough Q&A here in just a little bit. I got some. I've asked my leaders to go get me their toughest questions, and we've worked together with an amazing team over the past several weeks, and we've got some great answers to tough questions, and I'm excited about that here in just a moment. But you're absolutely right. A lot of times it takes a little bit to get the machine going just the way you want it to, and it's not always perfect. It's not always easy. And I remember earlier you used a football analogy, and you said this company had to back up and punt. Well, Tieleman, I think a lot of people have misjudged this company. I think a lot of people feel like maybe Jubi backed up and punted. What they don't know is that we faked them all out and we're running in for the touchdown. So, and I got to tell you, it's a game winner too. So I just wanted to say that. I don't get to watch as much football as I'd like to. But I got to use a good football analogy there. So really, with this compensation plan, it just comes down to this. How many checks do you want to match? It's really what it comes down to, Tieleman. It's rare for a company to be able to have a unique part of their compensation plan for fast starts, as well as a unique part of their compensation plan for beginners, as well as a unique part of their compensation plan that really can give you maximum leverage inside the rest of it. But we've got them. We've got them. So, the other thing that I want to take a couple of moments on before we get to our tough Q&A here, Tieleman, is retail sales bonuses. Folks, from the very beginning, we've been a customer-centric company, and our goal in formulating our unique and proprietary products was really simple, so that we could offer the consumer unprecedented value, products and services that are totally unique, that truly work, that can provide real value and enhance and enrich their lives. And that's exactly what we've done from day one. But we know that we've got a lot of people here at JubiRev, Jubi Max that say, hey, look, tell me about the opportunity to actually build my business without recruiting. Tell me about the opportunity to actually build my business with retail, or to build my business, simply sharing the products and services and working on getting my first customer. So we've got something for everyone. But our retail sales bonuses, I'm really excited about. Customer acquisition bonuses. There's going to be more details coming out on this. But those of you that just want to go out and retail the energy drinks, that just want to retail the coffee, that just want to retail, our amazing weight loss system, just want to retail, the travel membership, folks, we have an amazing retail plan coming as well. Now, Tieleman, what else we have, Tieleman, is we also have the amazing car bonuses, and I'm so excited about this because you know, people are really ready to start driving around in their Jubi car. You know, you can get qualified, you can stay qualified, and you can pick up $700 check bonus for the Porsche, the Mercedes. I got to tell you, what are you going to drive? By the way, you never even told me, Tina Mom. What are you planning on driving?
Let's see. We'll probably upgrade my wife's Mercedes SUV. So probably a Mercedes.
I got you. Well, I want everyone to kind of take a look at this page here, and then we're going to get to some questions here, Tina Mom. Normally, at the conclusion of this webinar, and everyone got to see kind of the prototype here tonight, normally, right about now, I'm going to say, hey, look, let's get you started. Let's get you in. You want to get started at the $4.99 package or the $12.99 package. Now, they're both great packages, but one thing I can tell you is that when you're in your Max team and 3 people get started at the $12.50 level and they cycle out, ka-ching, you get paid $1,000, boom, that's pretty awesome. So where do you want to get started? That's normally what we would say to close this webinar out. What I'm going to tell everyone here on this call before we get into questions is really simply this. If you are here as a JubiRev, Jubi Max upgraded member, if you're here as a JubiRev, Jubi Max upgraded member, you will not be in a position, you will not have to, nor will you even be allowed to actually purchase a package. All of you here on today's call, if you were already with Jubi, everyone in our Jubi team, okay, everyone who is currently upgraded, okay, not free affiliates, everyone who's an upgraded member is going to be starting this Monday. They're going to be in their A team. Okay, T. Lamont, now that's huge. That's huge. We want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to go out and succeed. T. Lamont, we have people here who I mean, I'm already seeing the questions come through there. People are really stunned, I think, because I think a lot of people were maybe thinking that, hey, we wanted to sell them something new. Not it at all. We wanted to give you new products and services to go sell. We wanted to give you more incentives to go out and get the job done and help us grow. So everyone here, part of JubiRev, Jubi Max as an upgraded member, is already going to be starting their A team. Okay, so that's really, really important. Now their goal, T. Lamont, starting this next week, is to go out to new people. Okay, to go out to new people, people that maybe opted in over at JubiRev, but were free affiliates and never upgraded. Go out to new people, people outside our community entirely, and tell them about some of the really big things that are happening here and get them on board. Get them on board, because as soon as you get into your A team, folks, you're going to want to make sure that you go out and get 2 newly personally enrolled people at either of those 2 VIP qualifying package levels of either $4.99 or $12.50, and then you're going to want to work with them between their efforts and yours to go in and complete your A team so that you can become a Max team advisor. Okay, really, really important. So, T. Lamont, I want to move to questions here in just a quick second that I've got compiled here, but do you have any other questions, T. Lamont, about this?
I'm just excited about the new packages that will be coming, and that folks are going to be able to start building out their A teams, getting to those max teams. I'm really looking forward to the folks that's going to start getting those $1,000 bonuses, 1K, 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 1K 17 times, 10K, 1K, 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 1K 17 times, 10K. So I'm ready for questions when you are, my friend.
Okay, so just to recap, starting this next week when we start to roll it out, everyone part of Jubi now is already going to be moved into their A team, and they're going to have an opportunity to go out and start working on filling their A team so that they can graduate to Max Team Leader. And as a Max Team Leader, we're starting with the very next person that you bring aboard and the team that they build and additional people that you add in. You're going to have an opportunity to go out and start making $1,000 fast start bonuses, $10,000 fast start bonuses over and over. So, T. Lamont, here's where I want to go now. I want to actually talk about some of the toughest questions that people have had, because it's been a busy week and there's been a lot happening here at JubiRev, Jubi Max as we really work to take this company to the next level. Now, I'm not going to take a lot of time here on this call to kind of go over all of the things things that have happened here over the past week. It's been a really exciting week. So many things have been able to happen. But what I do want to do is I do want to talk about a couple of big things. People have noticed that the daily leadership bonus is down. Now, Tilamon, on the screen here, you can kind of see that really the daily leadership bonus is primarily a compensation plan that is designed to help Susie Average and Joe Average get in and get started. They start taking action. They place their ads every day. They go out. They start sampling the products. They start sharing the products. They're working towards getting customers. They're helping the company grow, helping the company get customers. They're getting customers. And then that gives them an opportunity. They go out, they take these actions, team them on, they get points. The more points they get, the bigger their slice of our daily leadership bonus. What is our daily leadership bonus? It's made up of revenue, okay? Now, what people have absolutely noticed over the last several weeks is that revenue is down, okay? Now, Tilamon, as the president of the company, I want to say that one more time because I want everybody to be clear. I want everybody to understand that at the end of the day, folks, revenue is down. Now, it's down for a couple of reasons. And a lot of people have said, hey, revenue is down because we had compliance week at Jubi. Well, that's partially true. The reality of it is that revenue is down because public perception has had a huge impact on the growth of our business. And we've started to feel it more and more and more and more every day. And we've certainly added in our compliance week, and that certainly has had an impact, but it was a necessary part of our business. And now it just comes down to a couple of things. We need to do two things, Tilamon, in my opinion. We need to do two big things. Number one is we need to make sure that we set expectations, and we need to get a plan to get people back on track. That's what we need to do. We need to set expectations, and then we need to get a plan to get back on track. And folks, here's where I can tell you about expectations. The daily leadership bonus is directly tied to our company's revenue. And when sales are down, when revenue is down, the daily leadership bonus gets smaller. Now, we've added in some exciting additions, and so what I want everyone to understand is that the next several weeks are going to continue to have impact on the daily leadership bonus. What we need to do is, as quick as possible as a team, we need to focus in on our new packages. We need to focus in on the additions to our compensation plan. We need to support our teams and support one another to go out and begin to share. I believe starting as early as mid next week, we can start seeing new package sales come in. What happens when new package sales come in? We have more revenue. So we have more package sales, more VIP package sales. We have, coming in, we're going to start to see people making $1,000 commissions. That certainly is going to spur more growth. And what happens is that, Tilamont, we're going to work together. We're going to turn the tide. And as we turn the tide, we have an opportunity for our company to grow. The more our company grows, the more revenue we have, the more revenue we have to share. For a lot of you, I can tell you that the path for you to achieve your goals is going to be to get in and get more points, and to put your focus in on the fast start bonuses. So I'm going to say that again, Tilamon. I think it's really important. We need to do two things. For those of you who want to see more coming in, we need to go over how you can get more points, and we want to help you work on getting fast start bonuses and fast start commissions. And wherever we're growing, whether we're growing with retail sales from sampling, or we're growing from VIP sales from the new Fast Start bonus, or we're growing from just retail customer sales, wherever we grow as a company, the more our daily leadership bonus. Now, let's look at how this is going to impact Joe and Susie Average, because Tilamont, when the daily leadership bonus is impacted, obviously Joe and Susie Average feel it. What can we all do to work together in order to grow? Well, let's talk about a couple of things that we're going to do. We are, of course, going to do all the things you would expect as a company. We're going to continue to offer training. We've got the very first daily builder call. We got that up here today from Saturday. That was nice and recorded. We're going to do all these things. Now, we've already done one quality score extension. Now, Tilamont, it's unclear at this time if we're going to even need to do another quality score extension, because we have so many people that are getting their quality score up. Okay, but Tilamont, let's talk about CV for just a little bit. customer volume. We know that customer volume is something that has always been part of our compensation plan. It's always been part of the requirement that we have here at JubiRev, JubiMax. That's never changed. It's never changed. We have a lot of people who are starting to get their CV in place, and what happens? The more people go out and get their customer volume, the more revenue it has for the company, okay? So folks, as you're out and you're getting customers, that helps the company, that helps the company grow. That's the whole point. Now, Tilamont, what are some of the biggest questions that you've heard relating to revenue down, expectations, and how that impacts Joe and Susie average as well as quality score? Because I know you've got some tough questions too on your list, so I want to make sure that I answer them all, and then I've got more points that I'm going to cover.
Well, you know what, Mr. President, can I do something, if you would
Sure.
allow me? Can I take the screen for just a moment?
Sure, go ahead.
I want to show something that when I've done webinars for my leaders and folks that follow me, give me just a moment, what we have shared. Because I think this is very, very important. Mr. President, I would do webinars, and we kept it generic. It was about the revenue sharing model, and we called it Every Day Can Be Payday. All right, and we didn't talk about any specific company because our focus was on helping people that were embracing the revenue sharing model just understand how revenue sharing works. And what we would show to help people understand it, we would say, you know, let's say that the company generates $1 million in revenue for the day, and they share 50% of that in this example, or $500,000. And the company takes that and it divides it by the number of points or credits or what have you. In our case, it would be points in the system. And let's say there were 40 million points in the system. All right, and then what would happen with this is you'd simply do a simple calculation, and you'd be able to determine what the reward was for every point in the system. So we'll do this math real quickly. $500,000 being shared, let's say over 40 million points, and it comes out to a reward per point of 0.0125 as an example. Now, here's the thing when you're talking about revenue sharing. Mr. President, if the next day if revenue stayed flat at $1 million the next day in this example, and you still shared 50%, all right, 500,000. But if the number of points increased in the company system to 40,250,000 points as an example, then obviously every point in the system, while it still gets a reward, gets a smaller reward. So the daily revenue from that standpoint per point was down. Well, when the company mentioned that, okay, this is not a move that we're making because we just want to make a move, this is a move that our attorneys and our consultants, based on what's happening in the industry, are saying, you need to make these moves so that your company is here long term, and you're not a company that has a nice 12-month or 24-month run and then it's over, okay? Well, at the moment that that's introduced, then obviously people are going to say, well, let me find out what this new compensation plan is going to be about. So that's going to slow revenue right there. That just makes perfect sense. So if all of a sudden you go from $1 million in revenue to $500,000, and you share 50% of that, but Mr. President, you still have over 40 million points in this scenario, and points could have still grown. And so obviously the rewards per point are going to be lower. Now, most of the folks that have attended, when we've done webinars with the teams and what have you, have understood that, and they're saying, okay, I've got that, I understand that, I'm with it, I love where we're going, I'm making this transition in my mindset, okay, I'm there. Oh, but wait a minute, I'm Jade, and I got started, August the 8th, my points, started this retirement cycle, and I've got, 80 days from April the 8th. Man, I'm going to be coming up on that real soon. Or 85 because I'm Emerald, or I'm sorry, because I'm Ruby. I've got 95 if I'm Emerald in terms of the length of my points, or 105 because I'm Diamond. So the biggest question I've had is, I understand that the points or the rewards per point are down, and maybe down for a little bit. I get that. I'm okay with that. but is there any way that maybe there would be some type of extension of my points so they at least live a little bit longer? So that's the biggest thing I've got, and I feel like if the company can address that positively, that would go a long way to people saying, 1, 2, 3, okay, my points aren't going to retire in 2 weeks. So is that something? I don't know if you've got the full answer to that, but is that something that's being worked on from the company standpoint?
Well, T. Lamont, let's talk about a couple of things here, and I want to make sure that I understand the question, and then I want to see if we can't come up with some things that are going to work, because we as a company, and myself as a big part of that, are extremely focused in on taking care of all of our current people. So I want to talk with everybody about a couple of the things that we want to do to help everyone achieve their goals. Number one, we've extended quality score requirements. We gave a 30-day extension. That let everybody really kind of sigh they had a big USA moment there. That really kind of helped. USA, right? Okay.
Right.
The other thing that we want to do as a company to kind of help is that you see where that number is 500,000 over there. One of the things that's happened is that when public perception changed as much as it did because of the events that it did, that number went to more like 5,000. Okay, so you may want to just type 5,000 over there so that everybody has an understanding of where we are. Because if you want to look at this example and you want to show $1,000 drop into to 500,000 or $1 million drop into 500,000, make sure you type in a 5,000 there. It had a huge impact, Lamont. It really did. So let's talk about what we can do. The daily leadership bonus definitely had a big impact. Here's a couple of things we want to do. Number one, and this would be an important point to write down as well. Number one, we want to make sure that we make it easy for people to go out and get more points. One thing is for sure, if people are seeing the DLB is a quarter of what they want it to be, you got to find a way to go get 4 times more points. If the DLB is half of what you want it to be, you got to find a way to go get twice as many points. If the DLB is 1/10 of what you want it to be, go find a way to get 10 times more points. If you get a point of diminishing returns where you can't do that, go work on fast starts where you can make $1,000 over and over, $10,000 over and over. Go focus on the Jubi Suite. For those who are willing to do the work, there's no end to the opportunity that we've created here at JubiRev, Jubi Max. But the 2 biggest things, T. Lamont, that we can do to help people is, number one, is we can rise to the occasion and we can realize as a company that, hey, these things impacted revenue because public perception changed. Consumer confidence changed. These things impacted revenue. So the number one thing that I've done and that we're doing as a company, T. Lamont, is we're implementing new fast start bonuses and new packages to increase sales.
Okay.
And everybody working together to go out and increase sales, that's the number one thing that we're focused on doing. The other thing that we might be able to do, T. Lamont, to get everybody to kind of relax a little bit and kind of focus in on the positive and not be as concerned about the things that none of us can completely control is, T. Lamont, what if we were to do an extension, T. Lamont? What if we were in a situation where we were able to actually extend points for our founding members and our first wave members, people that are here, part of our team right now helping us. T. Lamont, if we were able to give them not only an opportunity to go out and see some very, very significant opportunity with our new fast start bonuses, but also see how that would also give us as a company the ability to go out and create new revenue. It's going to take several weeks. It's definitely going to take a little bit of time before people are able to see that growth again. But what if we were able to extend points? Would that also help?
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting is, if I want to go out and I want to promote the new packages, I'm going to do my part. By the way, I want those $1,000 bonuses, and Mr. President, I want to come back and address that because a lot of people are in the revenue sharing space. They've looked at numbers on the screen, but that hasn't necessarily translated to money in their pocket. These bonuses that you're talking about is going to be, e-cash, money in their pocket. Okay. But I think if people knew, okay, well, if I'm Jade and I started here on April the 8th and my points earned for 80 days, and now we are at almost June 8th, so we're at about 60 days. I got about another 20-plus days. And I understand where we are with the company, so my rewards per point will probably be lower, and it may be lower for a little while, but it sure would be nice if those points lasted longer. And so I think that would allow people to do 1, 2, 3.
Well, Tilamont, let's do this, because I'm sure that we've got some people on the call. Why don't we ask everybody on the call? If you see the vision of where we're going as a company, and you understand that it's going to take all of us working together, and it's going to take time to get the new fast starts and the new packages in a position to help the company grow, and really get everyone to actually help absorb this. How many of you feel like if we as a company could come in and extend points, because we know that points, we know the DLB has been impacted. How many of you feel that if we could extend the points expiration to allow everyone to have the opportunity to understand and adopt and help our company adapt to the changes, that would really help you and help your team? How many of you think that would really kind of take some heat off? Okay. Now, Tilamon, I'm assuming.
You remember a couple of weeks ago, and we asked a question, and you're like, wow, we've never seen yeses like that. I think that's what just happened there.
I'm not as excited about these yeses, though, Tilamon, as I was those. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I think, Tilamont, that if we can find a way to do that, I tell you what, let me think about that while we talk about a couple of other things here. Let me think about that while we talk about a couple of other things here.
Okay.
Everybody should understand that, you know, we need to adapt. We need to adapt. Public perception changed, consumer confidence changed. We need to adapt. It's adapt or die in business, folks. You can't just sit there the same old way and say, hey, you know, we want this to work, and refuse to change. So we've got to embrace change. We've done that. By the way, just out of curiosity, how many of you are really impressed with the presentation? Not me, but the slideshows. How many of you are really impressed with the slideshow and really see the power of that compensation plan? How many of you understand that compensation plan is actually more powerful than even what we started with? And again, go ahead, Tilamon. Go ahead.
I want to bring this out. Okay, this is very, 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 very important. Okay, Mr. President, in the revenue sharing world, what people would see is obviously they would see their daily rewards, but by and large, what they saw on the screen did not translate, at least fully, to what they felt in their pockets. Meaning this, all right, for 2 years we've been in the revenue sharing world, and what we would teach our team is build your points, build your points, build your points. So a lot of times people might go several months building their points, getting commissions, but never commissioning out, and using that to buy more, you know, JubiBucks giveaway, generate more points. So they saw stuff on the screen, but it didn't necessarily translate right into their pocketbook. I remember before Jubi, all right, we go back before Jubi, won't mention any company names, but companies that had a revenue sharing model. I remember a buddy of mine had over 500,000 points with the company, but he was still only commissioning out about $2,000 a month. So 500,000 points, $2,000 a month. You know, he was earning a whole lot more than that, but he wasn't realizing it. I had another buddy who had about 1 million points with the company, and, you know, he never took out a commission. All right, so he didn't realize it. All right, now I can tell you my story, and let me do this, make sure that we're in compliance. We are now in official training mode. This is not an income opportunity presentation now. This is optional. This is an official training mode. This is an official training mode. Okay, Mr. President, in my Jubi business, when we first did the first check run, all right, the very first one, I set my system because I wanted to see it on the screen, right? So I set my system so that everything that could go to eCash could go to eCash, and it was over $40,000 in commissions. But guess what, Mr. President? Ask me how much I realized by putting in my pocket. Ask me, Mr. President.
How much?
Not one. Not one dime. I still have not requested, and I'm not telling anybody else not to do this, but I still have not requested one dime. What I did with that $40,000 that was in eCash, I used it all. I did some pay it forwards for some folks to kind of help some people, so on and so forth, and I purchased a bunch of Jubi bucks. So here's my point, is what shows up on the screen doesn't necessarily translate into what shows up in people's checking accounts or their Jubi account or what have you. Now, the reason I bring this up is I take a buddy of mine like Tyron, and I see that he personally enrolled 500 or some odd folks in a very short period of time, and then his team just absolutely exploded. And if we apply, if we had this compensation model, and this was the only compensation model we had, and let's say Tyron had those type of results, Tyron would have made multiple, not only $1,000 bonuses, all cash, but probably multiple $10,000 bonuses. And it would probably, if he would do the math and look at maybe what he has commissioned out up to this point, I don't know what he's commissioned out, that's his business obviously, he probably would have earned more and realized more than with our other model. I know I would have, because I would have realized, you know, because I wouldn't have been building saying, hey, I got the cash, let me go and buy $40,000 worth of Jubi bucks. I would have been saying I made $40,000 in bonuses. Let's take it home, pay off some bills, and do some other stuff. And so I think when people start to really realize, wait a minute, you know what, you got a point. Because even though my daily reward before was $100, I didn't put $100 in my pocket. But when I get a $1,000 bonus, boy, that's all going to be e-cash. So I want us to think about that, because when I started to think about that and think about all the people that have been in my network, Mr. President, that I knew built up points, but just because they built up points didn't mean that translated when they got their daily rewards to that amount going into their checking account or what have you. So again, just makes a modification in your thinking. Back to you, Mr. President.
So T. Lamont, I've been thinking over here, and I think the overwhelming majority of people here on this call are saying, hey, you know what would be great is if we had an opportunity to extend points. So let me take a couple of let me just kind of take a couple of little suggestions here at this, T. Lamont. I'm going to just publicly make the commitment right now, T. Lamont, that I'm going to extend points. How many of you are excited to hear that I am absolutely and officially, as of this point, I'm going to be extending points? How many of you are excited about that? Okay. So
here we go again.
All right. You know, some decisions. Now, I just want everybody on the call to know, because I couldn't sleep tonight if I didn't say this. How come you weren't all so excited when I implemented quality score? Gina.
So how many of you are really excited, pumped up, elated, you're Jubi about quality score? Put a yes in your question.
Well, I got to tell you something.
We got some yeses coming in. It's about love.
Those are latent. Those are latent yeses, T. Lamont. Those are from earlier. The reality of it is that some decisions I make are more popular than others, apparently. So, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Wow, Philip has a 71.8% quality score. Good job.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. So listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you this right now, because I got a couple of people saying, well, I heard this in the Skype chat room. I heard this in the Skype chat room. And you know what? I've never even had an opportunity to go to the Skype chat room. I need to get in on that action, because I got to tell you, whew, it sounds like there's some fun happening in there. So I need to get in the Skype chat rooms. But let me tell you this, folks. I understand that a lot of you need to make sure that you get your CV, your customer volume in place, so that you can continue to earn. And that's important. And a lot of you are, you know, that's definitely been a place that people have said, hey, can we do a grace period? Can we do a grace period? Here's the thing: if you are in the U.S. or Canada, we're not going to have any grace periods on customer volume. So I want to say that again. If you're in the U.S. or Canada, we're not going to have any grace periods on quality, on CV, none at all. A lot of countries, we're not going to offer any extensions or grace periods on CV. I need to let everybody know that in order to earn, you have to have customer volume. That's just the way that this business works, period. Always has been. That's been there from day one. It's not going to change. However, if you're outside of if you're in certain countries, Tyrone, I know has, we've got a whole container load trying to get into one of the new countries. I was getting calls yesterday, T. Lamont, from I was getting calls yesterday from Ghana. They're trying to get a container of product into Ghana. We're gonna definitely have to kind of take a quick peek at some of the CV requirements in those countries, okay? Because if there are issues, then we need to address them as a company. We're not here to hold anyone back. However, that said, let's also end this call on some real strong positives here. That the reality of it is that we are going to extend the points expiration. And T. Lamont, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna tell everyone the exact number that we're gonna extend, and we're gonna do that on Monday night's call. So on Monday night, okay, the company update webinar coming up here, and that would be is that the 11th, or no? That'd be the 10th. That'd be the 10th. So yeah, June 10th. Yeah, the 10th. June 10th. 2013, we are going to announce the points expiration. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give everyone a number right now, T. Lamont, okay? We're going to extend points by at least 90 days. So we're going to extend points by at least 3 months, T. Lamont, okay? So that everyone can relax a little bit and understand that we've got to rebuild our momentum. We've got to refocus our efforts as a team. We've got to get in and help one another embrace the changes and make sure that as a company that we are going out and we're really putting things in place to grow and grow correctly. Now, I say that, and I want everyone to understand something right now, because I think this is an important time. People are happy, people are excited about this, but I want everyone to understand something. That in order for a company to grow, a company's got to have customers. And for anybody who might be here and might be vague on that, let me be clear with you. I've said it in almost every webinar that I've done now for the last 3 months. And I've said the same thing, that the definition of a company is a group of people going out working together to create real value in the marketplace, helping consumers with products and services that enrich and enhance their life. That's what we do. That's why your job every day is to go out and to place an ad every day that advertises our products and services. And that's why we talk about using JubiBucks to go out and sample to create products and services. So for those of you that are not going to be power recruiters, for those of you that don't want to jump over the fence and try to get your neighbor to sign up for $300 or $400 a month auto ship, we've built a system that allows you to share the products and services and sample your way to getting customers and customer volume. We also have training and support that is designed to help you do the same thing. And then for those of you that don't mind getting into the sales game, for those of you that don't mind getting into recruiting, well then by all means, we've got a serious system here with Fast Starts that can help you go out and make $1,000 over and over and $10,000 over and over, okay? So we have a system that really works, but here's what we need everybody to be able to help us do. We need everybody to help us understand that as a company, in order to kind of complete our hard reset. You know, T. Lamont, you remember when the computer didn't work? What did the computer guy tell you to do, T. Lamont? He said, unplug it, plug it back in, restart it, right? Is that what he told you? I'm going to tell you what my computer repair guy told me. He said, this was back when there was Windows 98. I said, I did it already. He said, have you done it 98 times? I said, no. He said, it's Windows 98. He said, you restarted it 98 times. He said, one of them will work, okay? So the reality of it is this, folks. The daily leadership bonus is definitely going to continue to be impacted until our revenues as a company grow back to a new level. And I'm going to tell you something else, folks. I truly believe that we have a company, that we have the right leadership, we have the right products. We had a great compensation plan. I think we've just put our compensation plan on steroids. I think the new fast start bonuses and some of the new enhancements that we've made are just absolutely incredible. And that's really going to help our company begin to grow. And the more we grow, the more revenue we have, the more we can boost up that daily leadership bonus. Really, really exciting. So let me ask you a question here, folks. How many of you out here on today's call can sigh a huge sigh of relief? Everybody do it together. Come on, T-Lamar, let's do it together. We're going to do it on a count of three. Let's give a big sigh here, okay? 1, 2, 3. A big sigh of relief. All right. I've never seen a sigh typed before. But wow, I didn't know how to spell it. I honestly did not know how to spell but now I do, T-Lamont. There it is. A couple of different variations of that spelling. So, well, listen, folks. What we want to do now is we can sigh a little bit. Everybody can go to rest tonight, but then tomorrow I want to challenge everybody. Then tomorrow, I want you to get back up like we were in pre-build mode again. Tomorrow, gotcha. I want you to reclaim your energy. I want you to reclaim your focus. I want you to make a decision that, you know what, to press through from where we are to where we got to go. It's going to require everybody to get to work, and we have a compensation plan that certainly rewards the individual for their great work, rewards those of you who are building a team, and allows everyone to have an opportunity to grow in their organization. So we've got something that's really, really going to work. Now, Monday night, the company update call, really excited about this. How many of you, just go ahead and type in a number. Somebody's going to type in 20 years. We can't do 20 years, T-Lamont. We're gonna extend the expiration of your points, folks. We're gonna do 3 months, at least 90 days. How many of you are going to be able to commit to bringing a bunch of people to Monday night's call? T. Lamont, when was the last time we had a sold out call? It's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks. Well, how many of you are committed right now to getting in touch with everybody that you know in Jubi, and let's get everybody from Jubi on Monday night's call? Let's have a sold out crowd. Let's have a sold out crowd. Let's have standing room only. I want people not able to get in on Monday night's call. Everybody do that? On Monday night's call, we're going to continue to make some of the announcements that we've been talking about. We're going to continue to go back through this compensation plan. We'll probably add in a little bit more to the slides so that they're furred out just a little bit. We're also going to talk about points expiration. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to start marching on Monday. We need to start marching. We need to start building. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. Those of you that are really, really thinkers, those of you here on today's call that are thinkers, I want you to be thinking about something right now. If you're a thinker, if you know, how many of you are claiming the first $1,000 bonus? Who's going to make the first $1,000 bonus? Let me just ask you that. Who's going to make the first $1,000 bonus?
Me.
Well, there's a few of it. Whoa, I heard a voice, T. Lamont. Who's that? Okay, so here's the thing. Bottom line is this, folks. If you're claiming that first $1,000 bonus, let's recap. There's no purchase required if you're a current member of Jubi, okay? You will be automatically moved into your A team, okay? You will automatically be moved into your A team. Then you are going to go out and you're going to find some new people. You got to bring in at least 2 people who purchase a VIP customer package, either $4.99 or $12.50, and work with them to get a total of 6. That is going to position you to become a max team leader. And as a max team leader, starting with the very next person that you bring in, you're going to have an opportunity to go out and literally make $1,000 commissions and $10,000 commissions over and over and over again. And on Monday, we're going to be announcing, and very shortly, either on Monday or very shortly next week, we're going to have an opportunity to actually go out and do what? To start enrolling people on the VIP packages. So, T. Lamont, what other questions do you have? It's going to be a big call on Monday night, isn't it?
Well, Monday's going to be big, and I know, again, there's some things you haven't even talked about that I know that's happening behind the scenes that are extremely, extremely positive. Some digital delivery products that we've been talking about from day one that are right there. Some other things for our international audience, some things that you guys are working on behind the scenes, you and your team working on behind the scenes. And I'm going to tell you this again, ladies and gentlemen, this compensation plan this compensation plan, I remember when I had gone to another company and I'm making my 20 grand, and I talked to my buddy Ron, and he said, I'm doing 250. 250 what, Ron? 250,000 a year, a month? Really? And they did not have an 8-level powered by Jubi suite with matching bonuses on the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th level, and they didn't have rank advancement bonuses of up to $1 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to do something very, very, very special. Help a lot of people. Our Joe and Susie averages, our Joe and Susie stars, our Joe and Susie superstars. So I'll give it back to you, Mr. President. There was one question. Foy asked this a couple of times, and I think I've tried to answer as many questions in the personal dialogue box as we could as we were going through. If you mentioned earlier that if I go in my back office, I go in the Jubi team, I see people who are associates, people that registered but did not upgrade. So they're basically a lead. And now I can go and work those leads, which, by the way, Mr. President, I think I got something. We were doing a webinar earlier today, and it hit me that I can go to those associates, and not only can I talk to them about the new new plan to get them to consider upgrading, but I can even say, hey, for the person who upgrades, when I get another person to upgrade, or I bring on a new person that purchases the package, then I'm going to place them in your unilevel. So we can use that whole Jubi suite that we had been talking about for a couple of months before we start talking about these enhancements and modifications. We can use that Jubi suite as a leverage tool to help get some of those associates upgraded so that you fill out that A team real quickly and then get over to your Max team. But now, Foy's question was, if you had somebody who started off and they upgraded, but they didn't pay their second month subscription, they haven't been engaged, they haven't been active, can you go back to someone who is now inactive, or would they be considered, no, you can't go and get them, purchase the package because they were once activated? How would you handle that, sir?
One of the things that I got to be really careful of, Tilamon, is I really, really, really need to be careful of public perception. Clearly, that is something that has had a big impact on where our company is. And I don't feel I was ever not careful with it, but I can certainly say that based on what other companies did and how that impacted public perception, we're going to be super careful. And here's what I can say to that. Any individual who has been part of JubiMax in the past 6 months, which we didn't even exist 6 months ago. So pretty much anybody who's ever been an upgraded member of JubiMax is not qualified for the purchase of a VIP package. Now, Tilamont, here's the unique thing, and this is a little bit of a mind twisty, because it's even a mind twisty for me. And I want you to understand how this is going to work, Tilamont. Let's say that you have somebody in your organization, Tilamont, who never upgraded.
Okay.
They never upgraded at all. Let's say that person's name is Tom. Tilamont, you can go to Tom and say, hey, look, I want you to see what JubiMax is doing. I want to help you enroll in one of our VIP product packages for either $4.99 or $12.50. I want you to look at all the products you're going to get, how that's going to benefit your life, and obviously you're focused on that, Tilamont, because that's a fast start qualifying package, right? So you're certainly now maybe Tom says, hey, can't afford that product package, or that's not the one I need, and you get started at a different level. But if Tom does get started, well then boom, you've got somebody there who can fill a spot in your A team. Or if you're already a Max team leader, it's going to be somebody who's filling a spot in your Max team. But now let's look at Sally. Sally, okay, actually already was in Jubi, but her subscription has lapsed. All Sally needs to do is re-up her subscription, and if she does that before we probably in the next week, Sally is going to be in a situation where, boom, she is in her A team. No additional product purchase required. Okay? Now, how does that benefit you? She's in her A team. If you are in your A team, then when she goes out and she enrolls somebody, she's helping you build your A team so you can become a Max team leader. If you're already in your Max team, she's going to actually be going out and working to get other VIP product packages that help you move towards getting 6 people, ka-ching, you cycle out and get $1,000, or helping you get maybe your 3,500 in starter volume where you get $1,000. So the bottom line is, it doesn't matter how it works. Either way, whether she just comes in and she fills her own A team, or whether she pays to upgrade. Either way, they're helping you advance and helping you actually get paid. Does that make sense, T. Lamont?
It does. Let me make sure I understand this, okay? Let me make sure I get this, because we've got folks, obviously, that have already personally enrolled quite a few folks. Now, of course, their people that already upgraded will not be purchasing any of the packages, though we will be qualified. In other words, typically with a new person, the way that they would get qualified, be starter qualified with the package, is if either they enrolled 3 people that got a package, or they purchase a package themselves. So we will not be purchasing a package. Now, the company's not sending out a $4.99 or a $12.50 package to us, right? The company's not sending us $500 worth of product.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So now, so if we've got here, let's as we look at this diagram here. So you've got Hal here, and he's already in Jubi. Hal has already personally enrolled a couple of folks that are in Jubi. Let's say Marlene and Steve here. So Hal has enrolled Marlene and Steve. They're already upgraded. Now, if I understand this correctly, they can't purchase the packages. We understand that. They can't purchase the packages. However, Hal, if he brings on a couple of new folks, he needs to have a couple of new folks that purchase packages, and if, I forgot what we said her name is, let's call her Judy. Judy, who was already on his team, brought a couple of packages to the table, and this gentleman here brought a couple of packages. That gives Hal his 6 in his A team, right? Because this is they're all 18 qualified, and so he could quickly get to Max team. Is that right?
Exactly.
So this is why it's so important that we rally our troops, rally our teammates, get them on the calls, because what this could mean is you could have someone that, because you've already done a lot of the work, because you've got people that are in your system. Now, they can't purchase the package, but if they go and get one here and somebody else gets another one there, and you can quickly get to your Max team. Oh, wow. We get people quickly to the Max team, and then these bonuses start hitting, and 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 then we start getting people getting $1,000 bonuses, $1,000 bonuses, $10,000 bonuses, $1,000 bonuses, 10. Gotcha, Mr. President. Let's pack out Monday's call. Let's pack out Monday's webinar.
Let's pack it out. So again, T. Lamont, let me just close this call out, because we're already a couple of minutes over here. Let me just close this out, folks. In life, we are not always measured by the easy days. We're not always measured by the easy decisions. And again, when I look back, T. Lamont, at the response when I implemented Quality Score last Tuesday, and the response that I just enjoyed a few moments ago when we talked about an extension of their expiration of points, some decisions are not always as fun as other decisions. Some decisions are not always as well received as other decisions. At the end of the day, folks, just remember one thing, that through perseverance and through hard work and through challenges, it is our journey towards excellence that defines us. It's not the easy wins or picking up a winning lottery ticket or just getting lucky somewhere that really defines who we are as a person. It's not really what defines how much enjoyment that we get for the things that we have. For me, in my life, it has been my epic and unrelenting journey towards excellence that defines every moment of my life and how I enjoy what I have. It allows me to look at everything in my life with gratitude. I enjoy everything because I know that it was me and my family that endured each step along the way together so that we could simply rise above and achieve our final destinations and arrive together. For all of you, I see you all as my extended family, and no doubt I am the very first one to say not every decision that I've made in the last week has been an easy decision. Not every part of our journey so far has been peaches and cream. In fact, they say that sometimes life gives you lemons and you have to make lemonade. Well, I've got bushels and bushels, T. Lamont, and I got to tell you, they they have that citrusy smell every day when I wake up. Okay, but I'm going to tell you something. I see all of you as part of my extended family, and I realize that we don't just endure, but we actually extend our reach. We step farther than we've ever thought we could go on our own. We hold each other's hands and we work together to achieve a final result. We journey together towards excellence. And with that said, all I can tell you is this, folks. The last couple of weeks have been very, very unique, and for many of us it's been a ride and up and down. I truly believe with all my heart that the path that we've laid before us, the tools that we've implemented, most people will never know, T. Lamont, just how far we've gone as a company and how far many of our leaders have gone individually to ensure that we don't just survive this, but actually have an opportunity to thrive more than ever before. We've hired 80% of the world's top MLM attorneys. We've hired top MLM consultants. We've brought on champion marketers and salespeople, all towards one goal: to help every single one of you, every single one of the Jubi family, have more than just an opportunity to get by. We've done everything we can to help all of you have an opportunity to truly and sincerely succeed. I believe that our products and services enhance and enrich your lives. I believe that the opportunity to share our products and services is a privilege that we all enjoy partaking in, because we know that our products and services help others. And for those of you who are willing to take the journey to actually make sure that you help our company grow and actually begin to build, you will see that we have far greater rewards in store for us. But for all of you that were disappointed, and this is a message for many people who unfortunately are not as happy with me, T. Lamont, here's what I can tell you. I have no regrets, and I make no apology for the decisions that I've made. I am not perfect, and I have no problems accepting my faults, and I'll be the first one to step up and admit them. But for this company, for this journey, I've made every decision sound, and again, I have no apologies, and I do not look back with any regret. The situations that we faced as a company were situations that simply existed. As humans, we understand it's an imperfect world. Things happen. These were not things that anyone could have foreseen. But I can tell you this: I am proud of myself, and I'm even more proud of every single part of my team who have worked now even more tirelessly to bring to all of us what I believe is a solution that will work to help us regain our stature as a company, from daily revenue, from all of the different aspects. And I believe now more than ever that we have a compensation plan and a marketing system and products to go out and sell that will allow our company to achieve epic results. So here's to all of you for being part of this epic journey. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the top, on the inside, and even sooner than I expected, a trip to the beach, folks, because we all deserve a vacation. We'll see everybody on Monday night. Don't miss the opportunity to pack it out. Let's make sure everybody brings their team out here on tonight. Bye for now.
So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please get back to the person that shared this video with you, or you can send a support ticket from your JubiRev back office. Thank you. We look forward to hearing of your success.